be appropriate for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Trendsetters, the school of hard knocks and that attitude ever. Yeah, I just wanted to be one of the best. Holding the mic as I'm yelling out D-Generation X. I will remember it. I never forget it. We come a pretty long way. There's so much I can say. It's never really gone away.
It's that time of the week again. It is Monday night. It is time for the Raw Patrol. We are coming off of what was one hell of a show on Saturday night with Elimination Chamber. It is Chris Best and OMD here. OMD, as we're looking at what happened at the Chamber, how are you feeling?
I'm doing well. It was a very, very surprising show. A lot of different developments that we didn't see coming. You and I covered the PLE Patrol alongside Bubba Duke, and I was underwhelmed with the start of it. But as I've looked back and analyzed it, it was just more shocking, more surprising than anything we could have seen coming.
To be fair, I liked everything that happened on the show because it just threw a wrench into everything and made us here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program rethink what's going to go down at WrestleMania.
Yeah. The road to WrestleMania is now in full swing, and this year I want to say that just like Northern Ontario, the road is under construction.
Had to do that because our boy Danhausen is on the screen here.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I can't wait to see what they do with him. I really can't. I hope we get him tonight.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they do with him and where they go with him. Could Danhausen be the answer to Brock Lesnar's open challenge?
I love you, Danhausen, but you're getting murdered if that's the case. I, for one, if we put him on SmackDown, we'll say, which I don't know if I want to put him there because I think you got R-Truth covering the comedy bit there. I wouldn't mind if Danhausen were to put himself in the U.S. title picture there.
Right. See, and I think that because I find that R-Truth tends to float a little bit between Raw and SmackDown. And I wonder if you do something like that with Danhausen. And can you imagine that interaction the first time Danhausen and R-Truth come across each other?
A lot of people are thinking online that if that happens, R-Truth is going to come up with some kind of joke about Sting.
Yep. It'll be Truthhausen.
But this Friday night, guys, on SmackDown, for the SmackDown Security Detail, yeah, we got a heavyweight championship match.
Yes, we do.
Randy Orton is going to be watching that match with close interest.
Yes, he will.
So will Jacob. And Jacob Fatu is going to get involved in there somewhere. Sami Zayn as well.
And you have to wonder, is this a case where you go back, you put the belt back on Cody to give Cody that moment? You've got Randy's going to be in that match. Drew McIntyre. You can, as you've said, Jacob Fatu, Sami Zayn, Aleister Black potentially. But tonight, it is Monday Night Raw. It is the Raw Patrol from Indianapolis, Indiana. And there we have our Women's Intercontinental Champion, AJ Lee, and her husband, the World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk.
And we go from one world champion to the next as Dominik and Liv are in the building tonight.
But Liv is not she was carrying Dom's Intercontinental Championship.
Right, but Dom is a world champion.
He is.
The Mega
And
Championship is a world title.
It is. And Dom will be defending his Intercontinental Championship tonight against Penta.
That he will. Oh, and here come the Vision. Clearly, they're not happy about Seth Rollins coming back on Saturday.
Not at all.
Did Paul Heyman just call Seth Rollins the biggest thief? I'm sorry, Paul, but your thief got injured last week. Bold statement from Paul Heyman there, saying that the next time Seth Rollins finds himself in the WWE ring, they're going to stomp him out.
And referring to him as Mr. Lynch instead of Seth Rollins. Yes, he alluded to Seth being a thief, saying he stole the Elimination Chamber from Logan Paul, stole the credit for founding the Shield, stole the credit for founding the Vision, all of that.
Another masked individual showing up to attempt to take out the Vision, and there's another masked individual.
Yes.
This is now leading me to think that is Seth building like some kind of a stable to take down the Vision?
I have to think he is. I mean, this is the way to do it. I mean, he's using these guys as distractions.
And now Heyman is the only one in the ring, and I got to assume that might be Seth.
It is another masked man coming up.
Well, I think Seth is behind him.
You and me both.
Obviously, and I thought of this over the weekend, but Adam Pearce just confirmed it. Seth is not medically cleared to compete yet.
No, he is not.
But I think he will be by WrestleMania.
Yes, and we've seen Seth do this before. When he was trying to get Triple H at WrestleMania, he was not medically cleared, but he hijacked a takeover. He's, did everything he possibly could for that.
But here's what this also leads me to believe, and I was thinking about this during the promo there, because we don't necessarily know how long Braun Breaker is going to be out after his hernia surgery,
right?
And it leads me to think that it's going to be Seth and Logan Paul one-on-one at WrestleMania. I think that's where we're going. And I get this feeling that somewhere in that match, Braun Breaker shows up as the masked man and spears the ever-living guts out of Seth Rollins and reveals himself.
Okay.
Obviously, rejoining the Vision.
Yes, I was going to say, I don't see Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. That's a big surgery, and we don't know how long Bronson Reed is going to be out.
Bronson Reed is going to be out for several months.
Yeah, so
he's out of the question. I'm looking at for him. I'm looking at like Crown Jewel possibly, or whatever the October pay-per-view is. Or I mean, not the October one. We'll say October, because Money in the Bank is in September. If Bronson Reed returns, then I don't see him competing in Money in the Bank.
Right.
But now Paul Heyman just got taken out with a curb stomp, and he's got himself a little bit of a bloody nose.
Yes, but if we're looking as to who can be members of this new faction for Seth, is he just going to use students that he's been using as a diversion, or does he go and get a team like Fraxium? Does he maybe petition for a guy like Johnny Gargano?
So that's what I'm leaning to. I'm thinking of, like, is it going to be a faction, or is it just going to be an alliance? Because a faction, obviously, they're going to continue doing things after they take down so-and-so, whatever faction they're going up against, right?
Yeah.
But an alliance is just, okay, we've taken out this faction. We can now go our separate ways.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman is just dead.
Yes, he is.
And there's Kurt Angle's son.
Yes.
All these years later, and as much as I did enjoy what they were doing with Jason Jordan around then, I still think it should have been Chad Gable.
Oh, I'm with you too.
Again, not knocking anything that they were doing with Jason Jordan around then, because I was actually enjoying his tag team with Seth Rollins. that they had. It's just unfortunate that angle couldn't continue any further than it did because of Jason Jordan's injuries that forced him into retirement.
Yes. I have to wonder, though, is because you've got Logan Paul and Austin Theory, and we know that Austin Theory has history with Seth. Could that be Seth's way in, or do we maybe go the route of that tag match, Seth and a mystery partner against Logan Paul and Austin Theory? And maybe you go to a Seth and Grayson Waller.
I think I might like that more for Grayson Waller than what he's doing right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy what Grayson's doing now, but
right.
I think his time with the New Day may run its course, because I was thinking about this earlier today. I was thinking of the New Day earlier today. Both gentlemen, not including their time in the New Day, have been with the WWE for 17 years now.
Yep.
And wouldn't surprise me if within the next year or two we see them hang the boots up.
Yeah. Bubba coming in and asking who could Seth bring up from NXT. That's a very good question as well.
And he's saying Braun Breaker is out till after WrestleMania. Yes, he is. But that doesn't mean that he still can't show up and spear somebody.
Right?
I mean, case in point, what we saw Seth Rollins do on tonight and on Saturday. And there's Jimmy. Well, there we go. Jimmy and Jay could very well be the alliance. But I think what we need to do, if we need to find out who it was that attacked Jay, we need to get some sort of video evidence, because Adam Pearce seems pretty certain it was Logan Paul.
Right.
Hey, LA Knight. LA Knight driving the ambulance. The Vision is in so much trouble tonight.
Yes, they are. Because now, for the first time in how long, the numbers work
against
so
them.
much against them.
So Paul Heyman's been taken out. Now Austin Theory's out. Logan Paul. I meant Paul Heyman is taken out.
Yep.
We don't know where the heck Logan Paul went.
Logan Paul's in the ambulance with Heyman.
Oh, I didn't see that. I thought Logan Paul was still chasing the Masked Man.
No, both Logan Paul and Austin Theory made it back.
Gunther getting attacked pre-match by Dragon Lee.
Wow, this was not something I had. I hope that this is just a one-off match, though.
But this, I mean, good on Dragon Lee. This is actually pretty smart. I mean, he caught Gunther off guard here.
Yes, he did.
Whoa,
and then a beautiful course correction. Holy cow.
The air off that back body drop. Yeah. Bubba, you're right. This show is out of control right now. Adam Pearce, things just crumbled fast there, buddy.
And this match has yet to start. Dragon Lee is down and out in the timekeepers area.
That was not a back body drop. That was a back body throw.
Yes, it was.
Dragon Lee's like, here, just let me have this drink of water.
Yep.
Grabs the ring announcer's water and drinks it.
But is Dragon Lee going to attempt to get this match actually started, or?
Well, he's in the ring, so the referee's got to ring the bell. Now Dragon Lee's in trouble.
Yes, he is. Dragon Lee in no condition to compete in this match after that. Devastating back body throw.
That body slam, that threw it just the way I used to do it when I took on some of the lighter guys. I used to get them right up there and throw them down most of the time because they told me to do that.
Right?
Gunther at this point is just toying with Dragon Lee right now, and I gotta wonder, because Gunther's been known to do this, just toy with his opponents before finishing them. I gotta wonder if somebody's gonna come out and help out Dragon Lee.
Yeah. Because Dragon Lee is going to need the help. I think Gunther now, we should just go to the squash match, have Gunther put Dragon Lee out.
You know what I think could be a good match for Gunther at Mania? And I'm just spitballing here because I don't know what Gunther's path is. Rey Mysterio wouldn't be a bad match for him.
Well, and that's where I was going to go, was do you go to that and maybe have Gunther ask for the mask on the line, but then have Rey actually win? Because if Rey's mask is on the line, then you know Rey is retiring. But then have Rey win.
And I'm only saying that because obviously we know the relationship between Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
And I mean, that's not why Dragon Lee's in this match right now. It's because of his relationship with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I almost said AJ Lee, but.
Well, I mean, same thing, right? They were part of a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
As they give us the 2K26 rankings for both of these individuals.
Yeah, and I can believe Gunther's ranking of 93.
Yep.
Dragon Lee ranked at a 79, though. Oh, and look, Jackie Redmond's going to be back on the mic tonight.
There we go. She's made her return from Milano Cortina.
Well, she was at the Elimination Chamber too, so
I'd missed her there.
She was doing a lot of the panel stuff. Oh. Dragon Lee's not spitting chiclets. He is now.
Yep.
But you can't count out the tenacity of Dragon Lee, the never say die attitude that he usually has when he's in these matches,
right?
That where the odds are stacked heavily against him.
Right, but I touched on this on the LRB, and for me, this isn't doing Gunther any favors because he's been going after these guys who are progressively getting smaller. Like, yes, John Cena didn't match up to him in terms of height, but in terms of the power and the credibility, absolutely. AJ Styles a little bit smaller, but again, still in the credibility. And now you're going to Dragon Lee, who is still, and I hate to use this word, but relatively unproven compared to a guy like Gunther. Say, Dragon, just give it up, man.
No, he's like the 1, 2, 3 kid. He doesn't give up that easy.
Right?
But yeah, guys, tonight Roman Reigns will be on our screens. And as much as I hate this term right now, but they say he's making his return. He's only been gone a couple of weeks, guys. It's not necessarily a return.
Right, and I'm with you. Yes, Roman Reigns is making an appearance tonight. But I did say I want them to keep him and CM Punk away from each other tonight. I don't want that segment. I don't want either of them interrupting the other segment.
But we know that that's what's going to happen.
I really hope not. I hope you keep them separate because you don't need a face-to-face this quickly when you can build to that.
Bubba is asking about how do I feel about Demolition going into the Hall of Fame. You saw it in the chat. I called it last year.
You did.
When
Deserved.
When we announced on Turnbuckle Talk that they signed that Legends deal, I said right on that episode, they're going into the Hall of Fame.
Yep. Oh.
But as this match goes to a commercial break, I think we should take ourselves a quick little commercial break.
I think that's a good idea.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you have ever wanted your break in podcasting, content creation, a potential collaboration, or to help us out behind the scenes, turnbucklestudios.org is the home of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Hit the join button, send us your credentials, tell us how you can help us, how we can help you, or scan the QR code above, and we will sit down as a collective and figure out the right fit. All of that and so much more at turnbucklestudios.org. We are back, and Gunther still putting the boots into Dragon Lee's chest. But he's certainly just slowed the pace right down so that Dragon cannot build any momentum.
Yeah, the longer this goes on, this is making me think that something is going to happen in this matchup.
Yeah, that surprise upset or...
And this is what I mean by Gunther and his cockiness and his getting over cocky. And we've seen it time and time again. Gunther loses when that happens.
Yes, and as we are seeing from Friday, May 19th to Monday, June 22nd, the European Summer Tour 2026. And Dragon Lee just writhing in agony after that backbreaker. And Gunther is, well, what?
He's toying with Dragon Lee again.
Yes, he is.
He did this to Sami Zayn when he lost the Intercontinental title.
Yep.
He did it to Jay last year for the World Heavyweight title.
Yes, he
Look
did.
where it got him. He lost both championships in those matches.
And that, for me, is a fear for Gunther because every year under the bright lights of WrestleMania, with the exception of that triple threat Intercontinental Championship the year before that he had with Gunther with Sheamus and Drew, he does not get the job done on the biggest stage in the world. Dragon Lee once again starting to try and pick up the pace.
And he's more fixated on trying to take the mask off than trying to put Dragon Lee to sleep.
Yes, he is. And is that an indication of things to come?
But I gotta say, again, like I said this already in this match, you can't count out the tenacity of Dragon Lee, and it's coming through right now.
It is. It really is. But there's that power bomb from Gunther.
I thought he was going to do the foot on the chest pin.
But Gunther not even attempting the pin in that situation, which I don't agree with. Oh!
Yeah, that's why. 1, 2. Again, with the toying. But no, I'm not going to say that.
I can't remember the match it was. But I remember somebody who did that. They yanked their opponent up 3 times after having the defined pin and got disqualified for it. And Dragon Lee, take the count out loss, buddy. Please save yourself.
I'm looking all around the ring just in case somebody shows up here. Yeah, Gunther is going to break the count. Got him with a sunset flip on the outside. Can't really pin him there, but at least the sunset flip does add damage. Nixie coming in saying, "Hey, how's it going, Nixie? Glad to have you here." We're just watching Dragon Lee and Gunther go at it right now.
Yes, thank you for stopping in. We appreciate you. We are doing very well, Nixie. Thank you. We are just watching Monday Night Raw and live reaction and analysis. We are the Raw Patrol. He's Chris Best. I am OM Dynamic. Is this a match that is going to end in that double count out?
I think if it's safe, the safest bet for Dragon Lee to win this match is to get Gunther counted out, and that's how Dragon Lee's going to win this match. I think 9. Oh, that was close.
Gunther getting back in the ring.
Something just got thrown in the ring.
Is it one of Dragon Lee's elbow pads?
I don't know, but now Dragon's in the sleeper.
Yes, he is.
Oh, no, Gunther's trying. Oh, Gunther got the mask off. That smart move by Gunther, but...
Right?
Because...
Now, the question is, does Gunther take the mask or does he just leave without it? Oh, and Bubba said it was Dragon Lee's elbow pad.
That's what it looked like.
Given how this match started, the fact that it went as long as it did, I am really surprised. And kudos to both men who both fought back from the adversity that they started this with.
Yeah. He's going to leave the mask there.
Well, I'll give them credit. At least we didn't have somebody else grab the mask to take it.
Yeah.
As we get the
Kabuki Warriors. I think we're leading to a breakup between Kyrie and Asuka.
I think so.
Because Asuka was just completely demeaning Kyrie there.
Yes, she was.
Just left Kyrie in like an emotional wreck there until AJ Lee showed up to kind of check on her.
Yep. And then Kyrie went into a trance.
A catatonic state, as it were.
Yeah.
I at first thought Io was going to show up, though, in that situation.
So did I. But they did say up next we are getting AJ Lee's Intercontinental Championship celebration.
Well, right now we're getting the Vision coming out.
Yes, we are. They're coming back out.
All right, so Austin Theory taking on Jimmy Uso later tonight.
Yes, and that's a very, very intriguing match. And I'm surprised because when LA Knight drove the ambulance away with Logan Paul and Paul Heyman inside, how did Logan Paul get back to the building?
I don't know. But yeah, that's what it's all about, guys. WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania. We are getting it. We're on that last turn, I guess you could say.
Yes. And yes, 47 nights until the WWE invades Las Vegas.
And there's the Hall of Fame. The Undertaker announcing Steph to be in the Hall of Fame. The Undertaker announcing Demolition to be in the Hall of Fame. And The Undertaker also announcing AJ Styles to be in the Hall of Fame. This leads me to believe that maybe The Undertaker is going to host the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I'd be okay with that. I really would.
So, what do we expect is going to happen here during this Intercontinental Championship celebration? Are we anticipating a Becky Lynch interruption and issuing a challenge for a rematch at WrestleMania?
I think so. But I also feel like we're going to see Becky Lynch show up and blame Jessica Carr for everything that happened on Saturday.
Well, and that was where I was going to go next. Does Becky challenge Jessica Carr for WrestleMania instead?
Or does AJ get a whole new challenger?
Right?
I
AJ's
mean,
already put a list out there of people she wants to face.
and I said that I think the next person, the heel that will take the title from her, if it does happen at Mania, I feel like it'd be too soon though. Natty,
Yeah.
I think is the one that's going to take it from her.
I think Mania is too soon as well for Natty. We need some closure on the Natty Maxine thing.
Basically, she laid out a challenge to any woman in the locker room to step up.
Yes. Now, is this a women's Intercontinental Championship open challenge?
And she said the next time she steps in the ring, she's going to defend that title.
Yes, she did. I was sort of waiting for somebody to come out tonight, not necessarily Becky, but waiting on somebody to come out and accept that challenge.
And speaking of challengers for the Intercontinental title, ladies and gentlemen, Penta. Talking with El Grande Americano, the original one. Well, either Rayo or Bravo has himself again a match against El Grande Americano right now.
The original El Grande Americano, yes. And we did notice that at Rey de Reyes, we're going to get the original El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. Cano, not Condo. And this came after the original El Grande told Penta, when you win the Intercontinental Championship, I am first in line.
Well, I'm going to correct you on this one because I had a feeling and I had to double check it here. El Grande Americano and El Grande Americano are going to be in the same match. They're in a fatal four-way where the winner will get a number one contendership match against either Dominik or Vikingo.
Okay.
Also in that match is the Parka, and this Saturday we're going to find out who that fourth man is going to be.
Okay.
Also on that card, Pagano and Psycho Clown are going to be defending their tag team titles against the War Raiders. And Laredo Kid, Dragon Lee, TJP, which I forgot he was a part of AAA.
Yeah.
And Jack Cartwheel are going to fight for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. I can't wait to watch that show.
Right. Now, we know that with Los Americanos, or at least whether it's Rayo or Bravo, with the other at ringside as well as El Grande Americano, does the original have some backup to come out and help him in case of interference?
I was going to say, well, he was talking to Penta, but I know Penta is a little bit more fixated with the Intercontinental title later on tonight.
Yes. And it looks like it will be Rayo competing tonight.
It looks more like Bravo to me.
Well, they did just do the Rayo name bar.
It's hard to tell because they're both in their wrestling gear. Well, all three of them are. But, yeah, it's Rayo. But Bravo just looked more ready to me. But I do have to wonder if there's going to be somebody out there to assist El Grande Americano.
Right? And we see El Grande Americano, as I like to call El Verde, wearing a darker green and gold, almost a black.
It is a black. He's wearing the black and gold. He's repping the Saints. Wrong colors. Wrong colors. Needs to be black and orange.
I can get behind that for our night primetime games where we wear the dark black with orange trim on the Dolphins jerseys too.
But speaking of wearing things, I mean, we got ourselves a shop that you guys should check out.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, turnbucklestudios.org is the home of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. This time we ask that you head over to our shop, support your favorite shows, support your favorite podcasters, wear what we wear. All of the proceeds come back into our studios to bring you a better experience. All of that and more at the official home of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, turnbucklestudios.org. As we are getting a promo video from Liv Morgan.
Which again, I gotta state, I don't think she's too happy with what happened with the Judgment Day on Saturday. Especially with one Finn Balor, because she seemed to have had it out for Finn a lot lately. I can't imagine she's not too happy with Raquel either, because their plans got foiled for that as well.
And thus far into the show, and I realize we are only an hour in, we have yet to see any interactions from members of the Judgment Day tonight.
Well, we are going to see them regardless, because, I mean, Dom's got his Intercontinental title match. We've already saw Penta walking in the building. Well, we saw Dom and Liv and everybody else in the Judgment Day walking in together.
Yep. As we are now going to this catch as catch can style lucha libre match from Rayo and the original El Grande Americano. And tonight we will hear from CM Punk as well.
Yeah, and Roman Reigns is in the building. So again, I get a feeling they're both going to be in the same segment. And speaking of Punk, and we saw AJ earlier, I got to say, I love the fact that they've been recreating famous photos over the weekend,
right,
with the championships that they've won.
Yes.
With AJ Lee posting the picture of the Intercontinental title in the fridge, similar to when Punk did that with the WWE title.
Yep.
And Punk in his risque photo, we'll say.
Yes. as Bravo provides a distraction to allow Rayo to capitalize from behind. Oh, what a chop from Grande.
What a chop fest these men were having just now. I just kind of realized this is a luchador heavy show tonight.
It is.
I mean, we got this match here, and then we just had Dragon Lee taking on Gunther.
Yep.
So we got Penta and Dom a little later on.
Yep.
We also got a slight promotion for the Rey to Reyes pay-per-view coming up.
That we did. And we have Bobby Petito coming into the chat saying, good evening, Chris Best and OMD. Bobby, it is great to see you as always, my friend. Thank you for stopping in. You never know what antics we're up to here on the show tonight. And I hope you're having a fantastic Monday.
Yes, Bobby, and a very happy Monday to you too. I saw your message to me on Facebook. I was just sorry I was slightly busy at that time. I was trying to get a look at El Grande Americano Dosa's mask there, and it looked like it said American made on his mask as well.
It did too, yeah. And Bobby, thank you. We appreciate you. If it wasn't for somebody like you coming into the chat each and every time we're on, we wouldn't be able to do these shows with the same fun and enthusiasm that we do. So we're glad you're enjoying Raw. We're glad you're enjoying the Raw Patrol. We're glad you're enjoying our antics and shenanigans.
And WWE Live promoting some live events coming up. And I'd like to say we've got ourselves a major live event coming to the Sioux that I'm very excited about, because I talked to you about me missing the last time this gentleman was here.
Yep.
Brian Adams is coming to the Sioux in September. I'm not missing this show. I wanted to go to Brian Adams when he came here back in, like, what was it, 2009, 2010-ish?
Something like that, yeah.
I want to go this time.
And then I remember he came back in the 90s as well on the Waking Up the Neighbors tour.
Yep, and my mom went to that show.
I was supposed to go and I didn't end up going. But I'm going to have to wait and see where funds are at, because I may well, as you and I discussed the other night, I may well be going to see Breaking Benjamin in September with Starset and Chevelle.
Well, I'm putting it out there. I did enter a contest that the Gardens is holding today, where the winner receives 2 tickets.
I did see that.
Just, I'll keep you in mind if I win.
Yep. I appreciate that.
Well, me, you, and Carl are the ones that always seem to talk about going to concerts, so.
Right?
And we're looking at LA Knight and Stephanie Vaquer in some kind of commercial. I can't tell what the commercial is. Penta now. Oh, TurboTax.
Yes, that's right, because WWE did enter a partnership with Intuit. Bobby's asking, who would we like to see AJ Lee against?
I've already said Natty, but I still feel like I don't think if that's the case, I don't think Natty wins at WrestleMania. But I do eventually see Natty taking the Intercontinental title from AJ.
I mean, I got to go Lyra, Roxanne. I'm even going to go old school, and I'm going to go with a little bit of a Total Divas thing, and we're going to get AJ Lee, Natty, and Nikki Bella.
And that's where I'm going to say no. I don't want the Bellas in that scene.
I don't either, but I mean, we haven't even seen the Bellas since they reunited after the Royal Rumble on that one episode.
And they at that time announced their intentions to go after the tag team titles.
Yes.
So I think at WrestleMania, because the Bellas will be there, that's a guarantee.
Yep.
I get the feeling that they're going to be put in. If there is that multi-woman tag team title match that we suspect, I feel like that's where they're going to be put.
Yeah.
Whoa. I envy the athleticism of these men.
Right? You and me both. And El Grande with that released German suplex from the top rope.
It was a belly to belly, man. But that was like a belly to belly throw. That was Scott Steiner-ish almost.
Yes.
Or maybe Rick. They both did it, so.
They did. I would even like to see, back to your question, Bobby also said he'd like to see Ivy Nile or Kairi Sane. Absolutely. I'd like to see Bayley get in there.
Could this be the end? Could Rayo finally get himself a win?
He could. After we saw that headbutt from El Grande Americano and that diving headbutt.
Nope. Now, before that headbutt, I didn't see if El Grande Americano stuffed his mask there or not.
I didn't either. I don't think he did. And Rayo saying he's going to take the mask off of Grande. This is a night big on the unmasking.
Well, like I said, I think this is leading to a mask versus mask match.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's going to be at Mania or if AAA has a show around then. But El Grande Americano original takes the win there.
Yes, he does.
So how much you want to bet that next week he takes on Bravo?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they're doing this little bit here to promote that the both of them are in that fatal four-way for the number one contendership to the AAA Mega Championship.
Yes. And Bobby's coming in saying he's enjoying our show. Well, Bobby, we enjoy having you here, buddy. Thank you once again so much. As now we look at the Las Vegas skyline again on the road to WrestleMania. And we've had to discuss, because of the injuries to the vision, how much the landscape of WrestleMania has been altered. And we saw that as well with the Elimination Chamber and those surprising wins that we saw from Rhea Ripley and from Randy Orton.
Yeah, I don't know if it changed anything about the chamber, because I still firmly believe that the original goal was for Braun Breaker to be put in that champion chamber match, but then he had the hernia surgery. So
Yep.
then they went to Bronson Reed, and then Bronson Reed obviously got injured last week. So then, and I don't know how this makes any sense, but they had Jey Uso win and then have him get beat up,
Yep.
only for Logan Paul to be put in. So I firmly think that the original plan for WrestleMania was Seth and Braun.
I believe so.
And then since Braun got hurt, they were probably going to go to Seth and Bronson.
Yep.
And then Bronson got hurt, so now they're going with Seth and Logan. Now Logan Paul, pray he don't get hurt, because then it's going to be Seth and Austin Theory.
Right. And like I said, I feel for the Vision because they've done everything to build this momentum, and Seth got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Then they rebuild the momentum by adding Logan Paul, by adding Austin Theory, and both Braun and Bronson get hurt.
But I think, as I said, I think Braun is going to show up and maybe spear the guts out of Seth Rollins.
Right.
Because you can further the feud off of those injuries as well. You can build this to SummerSlam.
Absolutely.
So you have Braun come in, and there's Natty right now. But you have Braun come in, spear him, and Logan Paul takes the win.
Yeah.
And I know that Braun isn't cleared to wrestle, but he can at least go in the ring and throw a spear and not have to do anything else.
Yes. And if we go to Seth and Logan Paul, they are running it back because they had a WrestleMania match about 5 years ago.
Maybe. No. 5 years ago would have been WrestleMania 37. Logan wasn't on the WWE roster at that time. Or sorry, WrestleMania 38. Logan, I think, was there, but I think that was the Miz and Logan Paul taking on the Mysterios.
It was WrestleMania 39.
Where oh yeah, because that's when KSI interfered. Oh, Judgment Day.
Actually not a bad idea.
Breakup happening tonight? I think so.
I went to say this on the locker room breakdown, and I have Finn potentially coming out to cost Dom the Intercontinental Championship tonight. Yes, I'm going to put the Intercontinental Championship on Penta this evening.
I really got to get some time. Oh, Gunther on Cody Rhodes' podcast.
Interesting.
But I really want to watch that Michael Hayes with the Undertaker one too.
Right?
Because I kind of want to hear some WCW stories from the both of them, because Michael Hayes was still wrestling in WCW when Taker was there.
Yes, he was.
Oh, Rusev. Happy Rusev Day, everybody.
Yes, happy Rusev Day. And is Rusev calling out Oba?
Well, he wants to fight Oba right now. But yeah, Bobby Stats saying that Carmen Petrovich was on the main event tapings tonight and had a match against Ivy Nile.
That is intriguing because we haven't seen Carmen in quite some time in NXT. But we are getting Oba Femi making his way out. And he is ready to go as well. Oh, no, he is not.
No, he's just in his regular clothing. But if Rusev wants a fight, Rusev is going to get one.
Yes, he is. What is Oba's answer?
We're about to find out, I think. Come on, Rusev. You asked for a fight. Oba's there for the fight. Let's go, boys.
As Parrish jumps into the chat and says, "Sup, people? What's up, Parrish? Great to see you, buddy. Thank you for stopping in as always."
And they are just trading fists.
Yes, they are throwing haymakers.
Oh, dang. Now, who's going to get between these two men?
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he's probably about the only man that could separate these dudes.
Right?
But Oma got the best of Rusev on that one.
Yes, he did. But is this a match we see in the coming weeks? And do we get Oba's decision on where he is signing?
I have to wait and see right now as Bayley and Lyra are now chilling in the locker room. Now, there's an interesting matchup, a possible Io Sky, AJ Lee matchup, a possible Bayley, AJ Lee matchup, and a possible Lyra, AJ Lee matchup.
Yes, and I did suggest Lyra, but that look on Io Sky's face, and then she looked rather despondent as well after not qualifying, and now, of course, her tag team partner having the women's championship match against Jade Cargill at WrestleMania.
Or was that just a stare down for a potential competition? Because what if we get some sort of a tournament to crown who takes on AJ Lee at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title?
We could get
a battle royal or something along those lines.
But I'm wondering as well because, we saw Lyra encourage Bayley to go get the shot, and then Bayley said, "Well, why don't you come with me?"
Mm-hmm.
Are we teasing a Bayley-Lyra feud? Because we know how that tag team partnership started. And does it devolve over a singles championship and a title that Lyra has held?
Mm-hmm. I have to wait and see what Pierce's decision is on this one, because they did mention that there were a lineup of women trying to talk to Pierce about this challenge.
Yes, and as I suggested earlier, is that a potential Intercontinental Championship open challenge? But, ladies and gentlemen, as we are once again in a commercial break, we want you to check out all of the programming coming up for you throughout the week here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we go TNA as we brace for Impact at 9 p.m. On Fridays, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later that night, we have the Borstnest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day. And please visit turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Each and every night of the week, there is something for you. And now we want you to meet the team under the host section at turnbucklestudios.org. Chris Best, myself, Bubba Duke, Chris Parrish, and Carl Carafel. Get all of our socials and watch our latest weekly live episodic shows. All of that and more at turnbucklestudios.org, the official home of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
So going back to this AJ Lee with the Intercontinental title thing, I think this could be bringing back what was once known as the Moolah Battle Royal, but I'm gonna change it to the Mae Young Battle Royal.
Right.
We talked about how those battle royals should lead to something more than just a championship or a trophy, especially with the Andre the Giant one.
Yes.
We talked about how they should lead to a shot at a secondary title. So why not bring back the women's battle royal just as a trial run to see how this works?
Right? I could get 100% behind that.
But in all honesty, I somehow still think this is going to lead to Becky winning it and getting the shot at AJ at Mania.
Okay.
If there is some kind of a tournament or whatever it is they're talking to Pierce about, or maybe Pierce is lining up a weekly challenger for AJ Lee or something like that.
And it will be great to get AJ Lee back on our screens on a regular basis as opposed to these sporadic appearances that we've had with her. And that's, I think, why we've got her as our new Women's Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, because in my personal opinion, if you're going to be a champion, you should be on our TV a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Because, I mean, like back in the 80s, right, when Hulk Hogan was the WWF champion, we didn't see him. Well, we saw him every week, but we didn't see him like in the ring or anything like that. We saw him like doing backstage promos for upcoming house shows or whatever. And that was all we needed of Hogan, 30 seconds. And that was that was our Hogan fix.
And that was where, you know, I was okay when Brock Lesnar held the title and defended it as an attraction. Same with Roman Reigns. I was good with that. Because you don't need the champion on your shows each and every week.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want them disappearing for 2, 3, 4 months at a time because they're holding the gold. Yes, they may be defending them on the road, but you've got to have them on TV a little bit more.
Yeah, and again, going back to the whole Hogan thing, yeah, sure, we saw him doing promos in the event center. But we also saw like Lord Alfred Hayes would come out with the weekly update, and Hulk Hogan was featured there to talk about an upcoming feud or something like that, you know?
Yep. And a discus forearm from Austin Theory to Big Jim Uso.
Yeah. And of course, I'm using Hogan as the reference because even back then we saw the Intercontinental Champion pretty frequently. We saw whoever the tag team champions were on a frequent basis as well.
Yeah.
Which at that time, more than likely, it was mostly Demolition with the tag titles.
Right?
which made this
So,
man a happy man because I love Demolition.
right. I've actually got to meet them.
Screw you. I would do anything to meet those guys.
So as we are discussing those guys right now, who would you have induct Demolition into the Hall of Fame?
If he were still alive, Mr. Fuji would have been the safe bet.
Yeah.
Boy, you know who I would really go with, and I'm going way outside the box here because they didn't even feud against one another, but one team did break their record, the New Day.
Okay.
They broke Demolition's long running tag team record. Or was it the Usos? No, the New Day did it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Usos the New Day broke the record number of reigns, I believe, and the Usos took the complete number of days. I want to go with, and I'm going to go with a team that feuded with Demolition for the majority of their career, and a team that I saw them face off against when I met them. And I'm going to suggest the Powers of Pain.
That's another tag team that needs to go into the Hall.
Yes. You have the Warlord and the Barbarian come out.
Right now, Logan Paul, and this match got completely thrown out, by the way.
Yes, it
But
did.
now Jey Uso's
music has hit.
Yeah, he's slipping a crutch to them.
I thought it was going to be another one of those things where Jay's music hit, and it was a ruse from Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
For some reason, I don't know why, but I thought Jimmy was going to grab a crutch and smash Jimmy with it. Or Jay with it, I mean. Don't know why, but that was my thought.
But is this our path now to WrestleMania for Logan Paul and Austin Theory?
I mean, it could be either or. I mean, I said that this was the path here. Bobby Sats is even saying Bully Ray and Team 3D. I mean, that's one Hall of Fame tag team inducting another.
Yeah.
I would, if it was just Bully Ray, Adam Pearce is on the phone. That was awesome.
It really was.
Dom has been cursed. That championship match is up next. I thought that this was going to be the main event for some reason.
So did I.
Well, I guess Punk and Roman. Yeah, that's going to be the main event thing. But But Danhausen also saying he had a list of demands for Adam Pearce, and he wanted a blimp. He wanted to be put on the truck. What was the other outrageous demand?
His own camera person.
Yeah.
And then saying that his list fell in the toilet.
Yep. So it seems to me that we're going to see another battle over which roster Danhausen ends up on, because I get a feeling he's going to show up on SmackDown and talk to Aldis, and the same sort of situation is going to take place.
Yes. But, and just like I had it initially pegged, if it was Danhausen coming out of the crate, I had him actually doing that to prevent the Judgment Day from interfering on behalf of Finn at the Elimination Chamber. Does that curse potentially now cost Dom the Intercontinental Championship?
Possibly, because every time Danhausen has cursed somebody, something terrible has happened to that wrestler. I wouldn't say like terrible, like they got injured or something.
Right. As Byron Saxton interviews the young OG Javon Evans.
But I'm thinking now, as I mentioned about Danhausen and Adam Pearce's conversation there, I really want to see this Friday an interaction between R-Truth and Aldis.
Yeah.
Or I mean, R-Truth, Aldis, and Danhausen.
Yes.
I get a feeling it's going to be R-Truth coming in saying something about his balls again to Aldis. Then Danhausen's going to show up.
Yeah. Oh, I could see Danhausen coming in and cursing The Miz.
Yep, because I feel like The Miz would find his way in that situation as well. And I get a feeling that possibly The Miz becomes Danhausen's first match.
Yep. The Miz has become that guy.
Mm-hmm. He calls himself that locker room leader, and he's been taking on the guys who are trying to have their first match on the main roster. We just saw one. Javon Evans was one of those guys. Obafemi.
Yep.
Trying to think. I'm pretty sure he got into it with a couple of AAA guys at some point.
Yeah. Of course, Mello. We did just see the fact of the night that by winning the Elimination Chamber on Saturday, Rhea Ripley will compete for a championship for the 4th straight year at WrestleMania.
That's true, because at her first WrestleMania, which was WrestleMania 36, she was defending.
And speaking of mommy and that fact of the night, here she comes accompanied by Io Sky as she was introduced by Jackie Redmond.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what's going to be said here.
You and me both.
Damn, those words from Rhea.
Yes, and a complete show of respect. Rhea telling Io to lock it down. I was going to ask, with Rhea winning, we've been petitioning for Rhea to go to SmackDown for quite some time. If Rhea wins the championship, does that give her that transition that we have needed for her for quite some time to get her away from Raw, from the Judgment Day?
Well, she already was a SmackDown wrestler before she won the tag titles with Io. So it's not necessarily a move away. But next next
Rhea
Monday,
was-
Obafemi and Rusev.
Rhea was a Raw wrestler. She was drafted to Raw.
Well, anyways,
Yes.
Oba and Rusev next week.
And we also saw a 6-woman number 1 contenders match for the Intercontinental title with Io Sky, Bayley, Lyra, Raquel, and I missed the other 2.
Yeah, and now I kind of want Io to win. That what we just saw in that interview too was also the breakup of Rio as a tag team.
Yes, we did.
And it's not a permanent breakup because I feel like somewhere down the road, maybe later this year, they may find themselves together again.
Absolutely. And I'm going to suggest this as well. If Rhea wins the championship, does she offer a match to Io because of that friendship? As Chris Parrish comes in saying, 173 subs, let's go. Can we get to 200 by WrestleMania?
But right now, Penta is making his way into the ring here.
Yes, he is.
As we're getting ready for the Intercontinental Championship matchup.
So Penta's in the ring, and now we await the arrival of Dom Mysterio. And does he come to the ring with Finn and JD, or do they stay back?
He's coming to the ring with Finn and JD. Penta all by his lonesome here.
Now, we've talked ad nauseum about Dom and Finn at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. I think if we go to that match, I don't think you need the Intercontinental for that.
Oh, I do. I 100% do.
I know I've pushed it to the idea of a 4-way with Dom, Finn, Penta, and then, well, Javon Evans now, since he does hold a pinfall victory over Dom as well. But I think you could go for sort of the control of the Judgment Day, or have one of them banished from the Judgment Day for whoever loses.
And I'm going to look at this as a third time's a charm for Finn, because Finn has lost 2 championship matches now. If he goes after Dom and he wins the Intercontinental title, that's third time's a charm right there.
Right. It is. It is. But, I mean, we've already seen it here tonight. And I went out there on that prediction And I'm saying I think Finn is going to unintentionally cost Dom the Intercontinental Championship tonight.
I've got to wonder if something does happen in this match that leads to Finn taking a walk on Dom.
Right. Yeah, does Finn take a walk on Dom and then, that Danhausen curse? Like, does Danhausen come out to assist Penta in this match?
That belt is looking extra shiny tonight.
Yes, it is. It's extra bright under the lights. And once again, we get the rankings for these two men from 2K26, with Dom coming in at 87 and Penta at 84.
I'm going to be the first one to say this about the game, but the overalls don't matter. I've gone in there with I've gone into those into matches where I've taken like a level 60 wrestler and beaten a level 99 John Cena or an overall 99 John Cena.
And Bobby coming in saying he is cheering for Penta. Well, I'm a huge Dom Mysterio guy, and I'm hoping that this is Penta's big break match here in the WWE.
And here's the thing with Dom. Dom's got a big match at Rey de Reyes taking on Vikingo in a no disqualification match. And Vikingo is going to have Omos at his side.
Yes,
in this match, you cannot look past Penta as well, knowing that you've got that big title defense coming up.
Right. And yes, I have seen from a couple of weeks ago where Vikingo was challenging Dom with Omos standing behind him.
Yeah, and they had a contract signing where Vikingo was granted the stipulation to pick.
But it was a challenge that Vikingo told Dom to put his hair on the line.
Yeah, I didn't see the hair versus hair part or the hair part, but let's take a look here just to make sure.
Finn and JD are just sitting at ringside. They are not affecting anything right now.
So the stipulation in the match is no DQ for the AAA Mega title. If Mysterio wins, Vikingo can not challenge for the AAA title as long as Mysterio has the belt. But if Vikingo wins, Dominik has to leave AAA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now that changes up that dynamic for that match. I think Dom's going to win.
Yeah.
But right now in this match, I really don't know. Like, I've been going back and forth with what I think could happen here. Like, because initially I had thought that Dom was going to cost Finn the title match.
Right.
And this match was going to get thrown out because Finn would have came out to attack Dom to look for revenge.
Right. But we got that one-on-one match in Chicago that Finn asked for with no interference.
Yeah.
And I can see Finn keeping true to his word, saying he's not going to get involved, but the same cannot be said for JD. Or does Finn pull JD off if JD tries to get involved?
Yeah, and that's another thing I think we could see too is with that backstage segment with the whole like them saying we are family and they were all hugging each other and all that. There was a lot of trepidation coming from Finn there. And I get this feeling that if Dom is successful tonight, this is where they screw Finn out and they attack him. Like they're all celebrating together and suddenly Finn gets attacked.
Right. But we did see that, Liv's doing everything she could to support Raquel, who is a little bit down. So we know we've been expecting that. Are we going to potentially head to, and I know we're looking at, I'll say post WrestleMania, a mixed tag of Finn and Raquel teaming up to take on Liv and Dom?
So that's where I'm not so sure now because that seemed a little bit genuine on that part. But Finn, on the other hand, has been rubbing everybody in the Judgment Day a bit on the wrong way.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if they kick Finn out, then there's no original members of the Judgment Day left.
Right?
Because, yes, I know Finn joined a little bit later, joined with Rhea, Edge, and Damian, but I do count Finn as an original member.
Right. Well, I was going to say yes, because Finn joined the night they kicked Edge out.
Yeah. And to me, when I think of things like that, it's like when you look at your favorite like rock band and you notice that there's no original members left. Is it really that band then?
Right.
That's how I kind of look at things in that sense. And I use, I believe it's Quiet Riot right now. They don't have any original members in there. And I'm like, is it really Quiet Riot then?
Well, I know two of the originals,
have passed away.
Originals have passed away.
Yeah. But that's just an example that I'm thinking of,
And I believe one has actually retired, but has done tours with them. I actually, as you mentioned, Quiet Riot, here's an interesting piece of trivia. I got to see them. That was my first ever concert, was Quiet Riot. On a reunion tour with the whole original lineup, minus the legendary Randy Rhoads.
Yeah. Right now, both these men are putting on a clinic, and like I said, this has been a very lucha heavy show, and I'm actually really enjoying it. Because, as I mentioned, like Penta, Dragon Lee, all of the Americanos. I forgot to mention Dom kind of counts as a luchador because I mean he's the AAA Mega Champion.
Yes, and you look at his dad. The one thing that, for me, really that this show has missed, with the exception of the AJ Lee in-ring segment, we have not had a women's match. We have not had a lot of women involvement tonight.
Well, we saw Rhea and Io talking. We saw Bayley and Lyra do their thing as well.
Yeah.
We know that next week there's going to be a 6-woman matchup. We saw Liv and Raquel. Some of these nights we don't need a women's matchup. We also saw Asuka and Kairi talking in the back as well.
Yep.
There have been Raws though where we've gotten more women than men in action, and we were okay with that.
Absolutely.
If the story of Raw calls for more men matches, then by all means do it.
Oh, absolutely.
if the story for the show calls for all women matches, by all means do it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's, a little bit of a surprise to me.
Mm-hmm. But as we are in a commercial break, we're going to take a commercial break and show everything with the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Take a look.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and
A Turnbuckle Affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show Turnbuckle Talk at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we go TNA as we brace for Impact at 9 p.m. On Fridays, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later that night, we have the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day. And please visit turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Turnbucklestudios.org is the home of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Please come and meet the team under the host section. Get all of our socials. Watch our latest weekly live episodic shows. Hit the shop. Support your favorite shows and podcasters. All your proceeds come back into the studios to bring you a better experience. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, hit the join button, send us your credentials, tell us how to help us, how you can help us, how we can help you, and we will sit down as a collective and figure out the right fit. All that and more at turnbucklestudios.org.
Yes, right now Dom is in trouble here.
Yes, he is. But he counters the Penta driver.
He didn't counter that kick, though.
No, he did not. Now, as we saw a few months ago, leading into, I believe it was Survivor Series, and then we saw it a couple of weeks ago in his qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber, does Dom go back to that ring hammer?
I think if that's the case, JD may be the one who slips it to him if JD somehow gets out of his seat there. Because I'm leaning towards that if JD tries to get out of his seat, Finn's going to be like, no, sit down. He's got to do this on his own. And that's another thing, too. If Dom goes outside the ring to grab the ring hammer, Finn could stop him there.
Yep. But as we saw during that, Dom could already have that ring hammer in his tights or in his boot as he hits the 619.
Oh, Penta's going to snap that arm.
Yes, he is. And I always cringe at that move.
There's the Penta driver. Oh, I thought the referee that ref was so close to getting that 3. And I want to say good on that ref earlier for checking Dom's shoulders when Penta had him pinned.
Yep.
A couple moves ago. Okay, Penta, watch yourself there.
Yep. Now, does this maybe become a situation of, instead of going for a foreign object or even going to grab his belt, does Dom just take a walk and then run into Danhausen?
I'll have to wait and see there. I was going to say, does Finn stop and turn him back around into the ring, but I don't think that would be the case there. Oh, Dom is demanding JD to do something. The ring bell, the ring hammer.
Yep. But Finn not stopping JD. Yeah.
Finn stopping JD now. Finn is like he's got to do this on his own.
Yep. Penta takes out both Finn and JD on the outside, and then that kick. Now he's going to look for the destroyer.
Now Finn's looking for a 619. I mean, Dom is. There's the destroyer. 1, 2. Wow.
Wow.
New Intercontinental Champion. I wanted to say Finn because I want Finn to be the Intercontinental Champion. But Penta.
Yes, there it is. I called it.
But here's the thing. Dom and Finn can still be for the Intercontinental Championship. We've got 47 days till WrestleMania.
Yes.
Dom could win it like 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
And this is just going to further the divide because Finn basically inadvertently, as you had said, cost Dom the Intercontinental title.
Yep.
Or here's the other thing: if Dom is successful against Vikingo and Rey Reyes, who's to say Finn doesn't challenge Dom for the AAA title at Mania?
Right.
And I said that months ago too about that. I said at that point, like if I believe it was the Belfast Raw, but
yeah,
I had said that if Finn's not successful here, and if Finn's not successful at the Rumble, there is a third world title he could go for, the AAA Mega title. And to be fair, I would not mind Finn winning that belt, and then we get Vikingo and Finn for the title at some point.
Right.
But the question I go with now is, if that is the case, because I still think we're going to Finn and Dom regardless of what happens, I've got to wonder, what do we do with Penta at WrestleMania in the Intercontinental title? OMD is indisposed right now as I just asked him a question.
Well, I was trying to hear everything from the post show from Saturday night since I didn't bother to watch it at all. So, no, I did not hear your question.
I was asking, what do we do with Penta in the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania?
That is a great question. And I think you have to look at maybe now does Penta look to his idol? Does he maybe potentially offer to defend it against Ray? Do you look at going to that multi-man, Penta, Dom, Finn, and Javon?
I was basing it, though, off of if Finn and Dom have a one-on-one for the AAA mega title.
Okay. Yeah, do you go? I would suggest maybe you go to a Ray. I wonder if you go to a multi-man ladder match. Do you have? And I don't even know who you could put in there. But we do have our tribal chief making his way to the ring. One, Roman Reigns. And Bobby even acknowledging our tribal chief.
Yeah. Yeah, and as they go to commercial break, we took our last commercial break, so we're going to be here with you guys for the remainder of the show here, guys.
Yes.
Because this is a very, very important moment coming up here.
Yes, it is. Do we see this getting physical, or do we just see this being verbal in a war of words tonight?
I just want a war of words. I don't need anything to get physical between these two guys yet.
Yeah, no, I am 100% with you there. I would have liked to have CM Punk kick off the show or Roman Reigns and then have this segment with the other to end it.
If we can get these guys to not touch until Mania, I would be fine with that.
You and me both.
Because I don't expect that Roman is going to show up on every week. For that matter, I don't expect Punk to be showing up every week either.
Oh, I expect Punk to show up every week. I'm fully anticipating 2 more Punk title defenses before Mania.
And the thing I think about is, again, because of how far away we are still from WrestleMania, with Roman not showing up every week, we kind of need a side feud for Punk as well. If we have Punk showing up every week.
Yeah.
Just something that he can do in between this feud with Roman.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with Roman not being there every week, you can still have interactions with Roman through maybe the Usos or something like that with Punk.
But I don't think you need to have the Usos get involved in that, because we know that
they could be just messengers though from Roman, and that's about it.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to see that from them, because Punk is friends with them as well. So do you really want to put them caught in the middle between family and their dear friend?
Well, it's not like Roman doesn't have a wise man anymore, so
right?
you can't necessarily have the wise man be the messenger.
No, no, you can't.
Because that was the case. Like when Roman wasn't there every week, Paul Heyman was the messenger for whoever Roman was feuding with.
Yes.
Muted myself so I can listen to Roman. I forgot he too milks the crowd a bit. Well, he got 3 words in basically. Indianapolis, acknowledge me. And then Punk's music hit.
And I would not have expected any less. And Punk milking the entrance with the slow walk now.
Well, he might also be sore from the match he had with Finn on Saturdays. So I don't blame him at all. I mean, we've all known what it's like to walk around sore, and we tend to walk a little bit on the gingerly side. We're
That
also
we
men in
do.
our 40s. Punk is also a man in his 40s as well.
Yes. Give it another week and I will be moving very, very gingerly for the remainder of the month.
I don't want to know why.
I'm going to be covering on the truck at work.
I know. Indianapolis showing Punk some of that love. Talked about how Punk may be sore from the match. I can see he's sporting a black eye from the match there. right away bringing up the past, and it was in Indianapolis where the Shield was brought up, and Roman corrected him. He brought the other two, not Roman, because if you guys know your history, Punk didn't want Roman. Punk wanted Chris Hero to come up.
Yes, but he accepted the fact that the WWE wanted Roman. They wanted their guy.
Man, the words these two men are trading back and forth here, guys. Yeah. Wow. That was not cool, Punk. That was not cool.
No, it was not.
I love you, Punk, but damn.
That was just too far.
But that's the way Punk plays it, though. He gets into your mind, and you can tell he's in Roman's mind.
Yep.
But wow.
Both of those men just spit absolute venom, but a lot of truth in that venom from both men.
I liked when Punk said, at least I'm not going, people don't go on podcasts to talk about me. That was a jab at Colt Cabana for sure.
Yes, it was.
Wow. Punk just, they both laid it out there. And for a brief second, I really thought the way Roman started that promo up, I thought we were going back to Suffer and Succotash Roman.
Right.
And I'm like, thank God. Because it almost sounded that way at the start. But damn, what a way to end the show. And holy cow.
Right.
Cannot wait to see what happens this Friday, especially. A lot of things to happen there, but next Monday night and OMD, you know what? Let's do the socials and talk about what we thought of tonight's show, starting with you, good sir.
Well, fantastic show. This really just continued the surprises and the changes in the road to WrestleMania with Penta becoming your new Intercontinental Champion. Now you've had that AJ Lee celebration. And we're getting that Women's Intercontinental Championship #1 contenders match next week. So a lot of shakeup, and I'm here for it. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for me, it is my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMD show. Mr. Best, over to you.
Yeah, again, I said this on Saturday, but that old saying of Roddy Piper, you think you have all the answers. I changed the questions. We thought we had answers going in to tonight with what was going to happen with that Intercontinental Championship situation. And Penta. I didn't expect Penta to win the Intercontinental title. And I now think that I'm going back to what my original idea was with the AAA mega title being on the line against Finn Balor at WrestleMania. And I'm all for that because I've been trying to figure out a way that we can, how do we get AAA involvement at WrestleMania? Because I would like to see that.
Right.
So I think that's what you do, AAA mega title. And to make it more official, I would maybe seat the woman who helps run it there. I can't remember her name right offhand. I would seat her at ringside just to kind of oversee the match, I guess you could say.
Right.
But my moment of the night, that promo, because that hit hard. I mean, and in a good way and in a bad way on a personal level for me. But that was wow. That brought the feud between the two of them to a whole other level. Oh, yeah. And if you want to find me at my Linktree, guys, it's simple. It's linktr.ee/Chris_best83. OMD, what are the words that we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, please always remember the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.